What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and in today's video, I'm going to show you a new shiny hunting exploit location that has tons of shiny Pokemon that you can actually hunt in. We have featured this place on the channel before, but that was only for one Pokemon, and I want to show you the full optimization of this zone. And of course, guys, you're new to the channel, enjoy these types of videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. So we are going to be beginning at the Pokemon Center right here on the mountain, and we're gonna actually head down to the grass right here. And if you don't have the grass location, it's pretty chill. You can just head down to the grass right from the Pokemon Center. It's just right over there. And then we're gonna head over to the right finger here. And at this right finger, we're gonna see this rock right here. And we're gonna want to hang out about like right here, a little bit in front of the rock, and this is going to be our setup point. So this is where you're going to want to make a save, and then with this save we'll be able to start hunting a bunch of different shiny Pokemon. Now that we have our save point, we're going to set up a picnic, and there's a bunch of different sandwiches that you can make here, as there's a lot of different Pokemon that we can shiny hunt. But probably what people want to hunt the most is going to be for Shiny Frigibax, and you want to make a dragon type sandwich. And there's multiple ways to make a dragon type sandwich. The one we're going to use is cucumber, pickle, and then 3 slices of avocado. And then you can add pretty much any 2 Herba Mysticas for this. So I'm going to add a sweet and a salty Herba Mystica and any pick. There we go. We got level 3 for sparkling, title, and encounter for dragon. And then we can just start this shiny hunt. And you're going to see them just start popping up around this glacier rock. And they're a little bit hard to see, so if you do have the zoom function enabled, you can check them out much easier. And if you don't have the zoom function enabled yet, you can hit the home button on your system settings, go down to system settings and system, then go down to the zoom option and make sure that's turned on. And then when you double tap home, you'll be able to see them. Personally, I don't think it's too hard to see Shiny Frigibax, just because it is like an ice bright blue, and normally it's like a gray, so I think you're gonna be pretty chill just standing here and resetting. But you can always like walk around and come back to this spot and then keep resetting until you get your Shiny Frigibax. Now for some new hunts, because we've already showcased the Frigibax on the channel, but if you use a normal type sandwich here, you can actually hunt for the shiny Deerling and Sawsbuck winter form, and you can do this with a cucumber, pickle, and 3 servings of tofu, and then pretty much any 2 Herba Mysticas as well. Use a sweet and a salty. And there we go. We got normal level 3 on all 3 of the things. And now that we undo the picnic, we can get clusters of Sawsbucks with Deerling, and you're gonna get 15 spawns by doing this. And if you don't know what a shiny Deerling looks like, the flower on it is going to be pink, and for Sawsbuck, it's going to have some pink lining to it as well. So this may be one where you're going to want to potentially zoom in with the zoom function as well if you want to keep it from a distance, or you may want to run around and keep resetting until you eventually get your shiny. But the good thing about cluster spawns is, like, you will be getting your guaranteed 15 pretty much immediately, because a cluster does spawn in as one spawn technically. So you will be getting your 3 pretty much repeatedly, and you do have a higher chance of getting the shiny Deerling than the Sawsbuck, but it is nice that you do have that ability to get the final form pretty quickly. And our next shiny hunt is going to involve the flying type sandwich, and you can use a cucumber, a pickle, and then 3 servings of prosciutto to do this. And then you can use pretty much any 2 Herba Mysticas for this as well. And we're going to be able to get a shiny Delibird doing this method, which is pretty cool. And there we go. We got all level 3 for flying. And we cancel the picnic, and you can see our Delibirds coming in. And they do sometimes come in cluster spawns, sometimes as individual spawns. So sometimes you get lucky and get a bunch of them, but you just keep on resetting. And the shiny is very obvious. It's like a purplish shiny, so you don't really need to zoom in on this one. And you only need to get one of them, because there's only one in the family. So this should be a relatively easy hunt for most people. Now the next shiny you can hunt in this location can only be done during the daytime, so make sure it's day, because if it's at night, it will not work. And we're going to be shiny hunting for Ralts here. And for Ralts, we're going to use 3 tomatoes, 1 cucumber, 1 pickle. This is how you make a fairy sandwich. And then I'm going to use a sweet and a salty Herba Mystica. And now we're going to get cluster spawns of Ralts with Gardevoir, and they're very obvious shinies. It's going to be blue instead of green, and you can easily reset. But yeah, if the hunt does turn into nighttime anytime during this hunt, it will remove all of the fairy spawns. So I do recommend doing this at the beginning of your day, and you can adjust the timing of your switch to try to get it to be at the start of the daytime, but this one's a little bit more complicated. However, it's still a really great method of getting a shiny Ralts or Gardevoir. And our next shiny hunt that you can do here is going to be for a fighting type sandwich, which is going to require us 1 cucumber and 4 servings of pickles. And then you can pretty much use any 2 herb mists because we use a salty and a sweet. And with this, we can hunt the shiny Pokemon Crabrawler, which you can evolve into Crabrawler, which is an ice and fighting type, so it does fit the area pretty well. There we go. We got fighting level 3 for shiny title and encounter. And then we're going to see a lot of individual spawns of Crabrawler. Crabrawler's shiny has red claws instead of blue, so it's actually a pretty obvious shiny. You don't really need to zoom around, but they will be just running around, so you got to be a little bit careful. They try to despawn on you, but this is a pretty cool shiny in my opinion, so definitely worth the hunt. There we go. We got our shiny Crabrawler. It's very obvious in red, and I really wanted to highlight this shiny because I feel like this Pokemon doesn't get enough love. I really do enjoy the first form on it a lot. Absolutely stellar looking shiny. I love the red and purple. Pretty much my 2 favorite colors right there. There we go. Nice crit catch on it, and bam. We got that with about like 12 minutes left in the hunt, so that wasn't too bad at all. And you can, of course, evolve this thing with an Ice Stone, too. You're looking to evolve it as well. And our next hunt is going to be for Ghost-type Pokemon. Now, this one's going to be a little bit more interesting than the other ones, as we're going to be getting a bunch of Grevards. But Grevard is a special Pokemon because it doesn't actually spawn in the overworld, like where you can actually see it. You're going to have to run around and try to get that shiny. But you can also get Frostlass from this, too, which is a pretty solid shiny as well. I mean, could be a little bit easier to do this method than trying to find a random snow run if you are interested in trying to get that shiny. And there we go. We got level 3 for all the ghost power-ups. And now we're going to see Frostlass running around, which is pretty nice. But we'll also get some spawns that you can't really see here. And that's going to be a bunch of candles because we got a lot of Grevards. Now, for the Frostlass, you can actually pretty easily tell if they're going to be shiny or not. But for the Grevards, you're actually going to have to run around to see if you can get them shiny. And, you know, that can be sort of counterproductive to a lot of people. But unfortunately, the best way to hunt these things is going to be spawning them and then running through a pack, checking on them, and then coming back and then resetting with a new picnic. So, yeah, it's not the best, but it's sort of just how the Pokemon is programmed in the game because you'll never actually see them in the overworld. Luckily, the shiny is very obvious. It is yellow, so you'll be able to see it pop its head out with the shiny, and maybe we'll get lucky and get that shiny Frostlass as well. And next up is going to be an electric type hunt, which is pretty interesting because you would imagine what electric type Pokemon is actually going to spawn in this location. Well, you can actually get Magnetmite and Magneton to spawn and eventually get a shiny Magnezone when you evolve the shiny Magneton too. The big thing is if you do a steel type sandwich, you'll get both Magnemites, Magnetons, and Bronzong. So if you're just trying to hunt for one of them, then I would not do a steel type sandwich. Here we go. We got all 3 electric boosts. And we're going to get Magnemite, Magnetons to spawn in. For some reason, a Citadel was able to sneak into the pack here. But you can see how we got 3 full lines of Magneton and Magnemite in here. And we'll just keep on refreshing. That was a little bit interesting that the Citadel managed to pop in there. I'm not sure why I was able to. Maybe the electric type isn't strong enough? Nope. Okay, now it's looking good. And the shiny is pretty obvious. It's going to be like a black and gold color scheme instead of this like silver with the red and blue magnet tip. So you may need to use the zoom function to have a better sight of the shiny, but I don't think it's too bad personally. And our next shiny hunt is going to be for psychic type Pokemon. So we're going to get 1 onion for this, 2 salties for the shortcut method. Very easy sandwich to make. And with this, we're going to be able to get shiny Bronzong to start appearing. And there we go. We got level 3 for all of the psychics. And of course, if this hunt was being done during the daytime, you would actually get some Ralts mixed in here as well. So keep that in mind. So if you want to do a Bronzong only hunt, do it at night. But if you want to get Ralts and Gardevoir line exclusively, then earlier in the video, do Fairy for that one. And this is going to be a relatively easy hunt. The Bronzong is like a very like rusty green color, so it'll be super easy to spot in the crowd. And for our last shiny hunt of the video, we're going to do dark type Pokemon with a smoked fillet. And with this smoked fillet, we can combine it with a salty and a sweet herb mystica for the shortcut method of making the sandwich. Of course, you can check the other method if you don't have those two. And with this, we should be very easily get a shiny Sneasl. There we go, dark level 3 for all of them. And shiny Sneasl is a very easy one to see. It's going to be like a bright pink. There is a male and female shiny variant just in general for the Pokemon's design, with the feather being smaller for the females and larger for the males. And it is a pack spawn, but it'll also have individual spawns, similar to how the Delibird works. So this is definitely gonna be one of the easier ones to shiny hunt in this location. Well, guys, that is all of the shiny hunts for this spot in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And honestly, it is pretty massive. So I can see you spending a lot of time here trying to get all these very easy shinies. Thanks for watching. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And of course, hit like on the video too. And I'll catch you guys next time with more shiny hunting action. Peace out and have a great one.